What's up guys, my name is Ryan and I spent the last 3 years exploring the mountains of Europe, and I want to show you my favorite places. So here is my European Alps top 10. I have to say the Alps are my all-time favorite region in the world. There's just something magical about the massive mountains, incredible landscapes, and history that exists there. It's something that I hope everyone can experience sometime in their life. So for our first destination, we're gonna head to possibly my favorite mountain ever, Seseda. Now it's located in the Italian Dolomites. I remember the first time I saw a video of this mountain and I couldn't believe it existed. The green grass slopes contrasted with the jagged mountain ridge, often covered in clouds, makes one of the most beautiful landscape combos in the world. Now to get to Seseda, I took 2 gondolas up the mountain and made it to the top. I remember the first time I saw the mountain, I couldn't believe my eyes. The clouds covered half the mountain, making it one of the most beautiful views I've ever seen. I was so freaking stoked when I got there. I just ran over to the mountain. Me and my buddy George spent all day exploring the area. We got to this incredible vantage point that looked like an ancient jawbone of a dragon. I felt like a dragon was gonna come out of those clouds. Places like this really spark your imagination and make you feel like a kid again. That will forever be one of my favorite travel experiences, and I hope everyone can witness the power of Seseda at least once in their life. Alright, now after exploring the mountains of Italy, we're gonna head to Switzerland to visit the village of Grindelwald. When you think of Switzerland, this is it. It has the picturesque Swiss chalets surrounded by mountains covered in green grass with the backdrop of Mount Eiger. I was lucky enough to live in Switzerland, and on my last week living there, I did a road trip to Grindelwald to go see what the hype was about. Anyways, I wanted to do a hike that would give me a good view of Mount Eiger, but I didn't really know the area well, so I just saw a random peak and decided to hike straight up the mountain. I didn't really have much of a trail and I was just wearing my Vans, but I kept hiking up it, and after about an hour I made it to the peak, and I was rewarded with some of the most amazing views I've ever gotten. I could see all around me and I had the whole place to myself. I mean, it was just a special moment for me because it was one of my first travel experiences, and there's just an incredible feeling of doing things all by yourself. Anyways, Grindelwald deserves all the hype because it is one of the most beautiful places in the world. Alright, so after Grindelwald, we're gonna head over to Germany to visit the Neuschwanstein Castle. Hope I said that right. I have to say, this is one of the most beautiful castles in all of Europe. It's nestled at the very tip of southern Germany, right on the Austrian and German borders. Neuschwanstein Castle is placed perfectly in the mountains with a phenomenal 360 view of the Bavarian Alps and the town below. The construction of the castle began in 1869, and the castle wasn't open to the public until 1889 when King Ludwig II passed away. Fun fact, he only spent 11 nights there. Kind of crazy when you think about that. Anyway, the castle receives over 1.4 million visitors a year, so it's definitely a tourist hotspot. I mean, I just can't get over the beauty of this castle. It looks like something straight out of a Disney movie. Alright, so after Neuschwanstein Castle, we're gonna head over to Slovenia to visit another fairy tale destination, Lake Bled. It's located about 40 minutes outside Ljubljana. Lake Bled is one of Europe's most scenic lakes. It's famous for its island that is right in the center of the lake, and there's a little church on it. If you're in Ljubljana, make sure you make a pit stop at one of Europe's most beautiful lakes. Slovenia is also home to incredible mountains. The Julian Alps are where Slovenia's tallest mountains are located, and they remind me a lot of the Italian Dolomites. I haven't been to Slovenia yet, but I'm going to make sure it's one of the first places I visit when I can go back to Europe. Alright, anyways, after Slovenia, we're going to head over to the Austrian Alps. Now, I was lucky enough to spend a few days last summer road tripping Austria, and I was shocked by the beauty of the country. From its churches to castles to endless lakes, Austria had it all. One of my favorite places I went was the town of Gosau. It was just this little town that I stumbled upon that had one of the most incredible backdrops of the nearby mountain. I mean, when you think of the Alps, this was it. It had the churches, the green grass, the mountain. I mean, it had it all. It'd be so cool to live there. If you like driving on some crazy roads in the mountain, I'd recommend going to the Grossglockner High Alpine Road. It's the highest road in Austria at 2,504 meters. When I was there, I entered the park during sunrise. It cost me about $35 to go in. Anyways, I drove up the road. It was a little crazy, but not too sketch. and I was stunned by the view of the surrounding mountains. You can also go to the Pasteurizi Glacier, which is just a short drive from Großglockner. It's the biggest glacier in Austria, and when I was there I found this path that took me down to the bottom of the glacier. I loved the lake at the bottom. The contrast of the gray lake against the glacier made for an incredible sight. After the glacier, we're going to head over to Austria's most picturesque town, Hallstatt. Now this town looks like it should be in a fairy tale. It was once a salt mining town, but now it is Austria's most popular tourist attraction. It's just such a stunning place. Alright, so after the Austrian